How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another week. I think last week's stream we were... Where were we last week? Last week we had closed around 115K. And I think we were just, we were talking about further downside, and we were talking about $100,000 level, and we'll continue to talk about that $100,000 level because that is potentially still in play with this weekly time frame looking the way it looks. We are getting an average sentiment oscillator cross up on the weekly time frame, and we got some bids into the close here, which is good to see. But there's still downside pressure on Bitcoin right here. We do have like some daily, maybe 2-day bullish divergencies that are going to maybe push us up here a bit. I'm looking at this, this 111.5 region. If we can continue to get bids right here, we actually just closed a daily candle back above the, I believe that is the 50 period on my chart here. That is the 200 day. So we did just close a daily candle back above the 200 day moving average on the daily time frame. So that's good. Reclaiming that pretty quickly like that is good to see. All right. Our daily here is kind of reset on momentum on the daily. The 2-day also resetting. 3-day is still ticked down. I believe our weekly is still ticking down here on the weekly. 2-week time frame is rolling over. Like the higher the time frame goes right now, the more we're going to see looking really bearish stuff. So let's see. Everyone's pretty quiet here tonight. Yeah, I mean, we are flashing these NFI weekly sells. All this stuff here is still kind of on the chart, and not really to be ignored, right? So, like, we could still be brewing this major breakdown here, and so that's kind of what it's looking like. The weekly time frame here closed at the bottom of the range. I guess we didn't technically take it out, so that's good. All right. We closed above it. But that bearish divergence that we have is pretty severe. So this could take time to resolve itself. And unfortunately, it could be a top. But we're probably gonna go and test this stuff before we maybe roll over more if that's how it kind of pans out. We're still 29 if you agree. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. All right, so what I wanted to explain was the 50-week moving average on Bitcoin and why this plays such an important integral role in keeping us in our uptrend. because for this cycle, which is really all we have to go by, we've pretty much tagged the 50-week moving average the whole way up. Let me get rid of this Gaussian channel. But so this line right here is our 50-week moving average, and it's basically just been our support the whole way, the whole ride up. All right. And so if we start making closures, into it or below it, that would suggest we go down to the whatever. I don't remember how I had these. I believe it's the 100 period then down there. These are all the same color for some stupid reason. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if we take out the 50-week, we're going to be going down to test the 100-week, and then it's like, yeah, I would say that the cycle is probably done if we start to do that. What would be good to see, actually, is if we actually went sideways up here and we didn't just start losing these moving averages and just crashing, right? Sideways up here would be good to see, especially if we want to see some sort of risk-on season. But we'll see how that pans out. Ethereum, on the other hand, I think up here it looks a lot, I would say better than Bitcoin. We don't need to tag it, sure. What I'm saying is we don't want to make closes below it. That would change the whole trend, is what I'm trying to say. We don't necessarily need to tag it, no. That'd be great if we don't. Anyways, let me see. Well, there's an interesting fractal that I want to look at. Give us all, not really hopium, but actually it just looks very similar to what Bitcoin did last cycle. All right. If we pull this out of log scale for a second, you guys are going to see something very similar, and it's pretty interesting. So I wanted to show you this. I spotted this a while ago, and I'm sure a lot of people have looked at this already. This to me looks very similar to what Bitcoin did last cycle. And so I actually had it chart. I actually have it already charted. So this was last cycle for Bitcoin. Okay. And it looks like we're like right here before that. What do I know? It's almost identical. It's literally almost identical to what Bitcoin did last cycle. Any comments, questions, concerns? Yeah, so I mean, the difference is like, okay, when we got to the all-time high wicks, Bitcoin just exploded, right? ETH isn't doing that just yet, right? But this looks pretty similar to what Bitcoin did last cycle. It looks very similar. All right, well, hopefully, history rhymes or repeats itself, and we get something similar in terms of a result, right? And so that's kind of what we're looking at for there. They look like the same chart, right? Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right. So, well, we got a little bit of a hang up right here at the top of the range for right now. It kind of look, it really, I'm not even kidding. It kind of looks like we're, in this retest candle right here before we just go ape shit. That's what it looks like. I guess we'll find out really soon here. These are monthly candles. These are monthly candles. So this was the 2017 top. This was the 2021 top. Right, we made that bottoming formation in 2019. This is the bottoming formation we basically made this cycle. We made an attempted rally. We failed. An attempted rally on Bitcoin failed. Came back down. Made a second attempted rally. This was the COVID drop. This was the capitulation event that kind of resembled like what COVID was like for Bitcoin. It's almost like so identical. It's crazy. It's very similar. Okay. It didn't explode through the top of the range. That's the only dissimilar thing. But aside from that, I think this whole structure is the same. It's literally a replica of what Bitcoin did last cycle. Cool story. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not bearish on ETH. The quarterly time frame is broken out. All this is doing right now is back testing this breakout on a quarterly time frame. The quarterly stochastics are ticked up with bullish divergence on the quarterly stochastic RSI. So Bitcoin looks kind of tired and like shit, but ETH doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, we will see how this plays out. 4-year cycle, guys. Think we already topped out. It's over. We're going to zero. Yeah. That's it. Gold and silver went insane. Yeah. I think it's time maybe gold cools off a little bit up here. Gold did go insane. Yes. Gold is broken out versus Bitcoin on the gold BTC ratio chart. Or is it? It's about to be. Yeah, so that's a key point, dude. So when gold is ready to dump, what does that mean for Bitcoin? Does that mean everything just gets wrecked? Because, we do really got to pay attention to this tether chart right here. All right. This is long on the daily right now. It's long on the 2-day. It's long on the 3-day chart. All right, we're flipping the super trend right now. The high time frame looks kind of bullish. Right, you're starting to make higher lows than the lows back here from January and December. It sounds wrong, yeah, for sure. I agree. It does sound wrong. So something's wrong. We're about to find out what's about to happen here with this tether chart in this market. Okay. We are like right at a level or area where if this doesn't get rejected, we probably are going into a bear market if this breaks out and flips its trend. Okay. If this does make monthly candle closes above, I would say 6.14%, we're probably going into bear market if that happens. My belief is I don't believe we are doing that right this moment. I believe this market is in extreme fear right now. I understand the cycle theory of what's going on in Bitcoin and what it's done in the past. I'm not sure that we're going to repeat the same pattern again. I'm not sure of that. I think there's too many people or too many institutions that are in Bitcoin right now and that are holding it. And there's a constant bid on this asset. It's like the S&P. Yeah, we can monitor the ETF inflows. We can monitor all that stuff. We'll see how it pans out. If October 6th was the top, then so be it. There's nothing I can do to change that. And there won't be an alt season. The Ethereum will not break its all-time high. It doesn't really add up. Okay. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not really concerned about the ETH chart. It doesn't look bearish to me. It just looks like it's consolidating after that massive explosive move it went on for 3 months. It needs some time to rest. Okay. After a move like that from 1,500 to 5K in 3 months, that's insane. I think we have a couple weeks. I think we have till the end of this month. Maybe starting in November or something, we might start to see, ETH reset or something like that. That's given, Bitcoin doesn't just start breaking down and everything just start getting wrecked. So we'll see how that plays out. On the other hand, for all of you folks that are in pulse chain assets, Atropa just made a pretty serious move off of this range low. That is a 50% candle off of the low. Pulse chains die just put in a also 30% candle. 40% candle. Wrapped Bitcoin on Pulse chain also just put in. Wow. A massive move off the range low. $320 range low. Huge move. 54% move. Okay. This asset is still like completely in its long-term channel structure. Huge rally from the April low to July. Just back tested and getting a massive reaction rally here is, in my opinion, super strong to see. Super strong to see. Okay, cool. Dot hasn't really done anything since the liquidation wicks. You might still come down and fill some of this wick or whatever. 250s maybe. Like, I don't know. It looks like it's hanging around down here. Obviously, the signals are still short. It's very oversold. Very, 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 very oversold. Polkadot. It's been a very weak asset this whole run. Hasn't really done anything since the 2021 cycle. Yeah. The monthly stochastics are oversold. 2-week time frame is ticked down. Weekly time frame is coming down. 3-day oversold, 2-day oversold, daily oversold, and maybe starting to tick back up. So you could get some sort of move up here into the 380 region. You got all this resistance above you though here. So you really got to get some bids to push this thing up. But this, it looks like it, you know, if we do get some action here this week or whatever, this can potentially break. At least back up to test this range. All right. You do have some daily bullish divergence down here. All right. Right. You have your low and your lower low on price and candle body closures down there. All right. It's weak though, man. Right now. Anyways. I gotta say it, man. Some of these pulse chain assets are very strong, showing strength after a nice I say a nice pullback. This asset does 80% drawdowns. Like that's just what it does. 80% drawdown, went to whatever $30 or $80 here, and then ran from $30 to $2,600 in December of 24 or November of 24, and then massive crash back down to 120. Huge rally back up to 1,100, and now dumped down to 350s and rallying here. So to me, this looks like something like this might be occurring, right? You're in another wave here, right? So what it looks like it could do longer term. We'll see how this pans out, but that's what it looks like. If any of you guys are in the pulse chain ecosystem, the only thing I like about the pulse chain stuff, and I'll stop talking about it, is that there is no leverage here. No, if you notice, there's no leverage. I mean, you had some better bank or some like stupid protocol that got hacked or something, and then they dumped a bunch of shit, and this was the liquidation wick on that protocol that got hacked, that they dumped a lot of assets, but all we did was come back to retest that wick and just rally off of it. Nuts. Welcome to pulse chain assets. Very volatile. Very, very, very volatile. But very lucrative to trade, right? To swing trade this stuff can be very lucrative if you know what you're looking at. I picked up a bunch of teddy bear the other day. I added to my position a bunch. This thing just candled out today pretty hard with the rest of these assets. Again, you know, this may not be the bottom or whatever, but to me, it looks like pretty bottomy down here. Okay. Coiling up like that on a 3-day time frame. Yeah, I mean, any of these assets, you can pick any of them right now. They all look crazy. They all look crazy. And I can't say the same thing about some of these other altcoins in this market or these other assets in this market. They don't necessarily perform the way these do. So, all right. And look at wrap Bitcoin versus ETH. Every single time it comes down to tag that long-term trend line, there's a bid. There's a bid. This is outperforming ETH like nonstop along the way here. All right, I'm done talking about this asset. I obviously have a vested interest in it, but it looks very, very good. We can look at whatever you guys want. Yeah. NASDAQ tagging the golden mean ratio from swing on to low. I don't really see this doing maybe too much here. Probably rolls over too. At some point here. Yeah. It looks like a sheet. You're still making higher lows in this uptrend, though. But yeah, I mean, any moment in time, this can just get smacked down, and we could just start rolling over. Is what could happen. S&P closed a lower weekly high than this high. Bearish engulfing candles probably still active there on the S&P. So there is a lot of bearish looking things on these charts right now. Okay, there is. Oh. But we really want to watch is the VIX too. So the VIX. That is daily bearish divergence on the VIX. So that is a rejection on the VIX. That's good. That was Friday. Yeah, we'll see how this pans out tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. It's the tether chart that really is the kicker here for the crypto assets that we need to be really watching. Okay. That's really it. And again, that $100,000 region is the weekly 200 or the 50 week rather. There is a bit of bearish divergence on this tether chart on the low time frames here, the daily time frame. So we'll see how this plays out too. Could just continue its rippage because the high time frame is looks bullish, right? Like the weekly. Breaking a squeeze on a weekly. The monthly crossing up on your momentum here as well. We got 12 days left on this monthly close. And this is basically the trend line here we're looking at. This starts breaking that. I would say it's done. Yeah. This reaccumulation here is the caveat. what's interesting though is we never got the counter trend longs at this low. There wasn't enough deviation, I think, but we'll see. Well, we're gonna know here in the next coming, like maybe the next few days, how this is gonna play out. That's it. 4-year cycle. What's it called? Cycle repaint chart called the top, right? You guys know the Bitcoin I call it the Bitcoin repaint chart. But it's really the what is it? Yeah, the repeat chart. So this isn't really accurate for price, but it's more so accurate for timing. And so it was saying October 6th, I believe, was going to be the top. And just like right now, it's saying whatever. November 2nd will be, November 2nd of 26 will be the bottom. I wouldn't really look at the price so much of what it's projecting, because it changes based off the day-to-day price section of Bitcoin. But if we're following 4-year cycles, then this is the top. Okay. And that's really it. I got nothing else. You guys want to cover some other stuff? I think right now it's market's definitely in fear. Everything looks toppy. Everyone's going to be panicky. People are going to be setting up short trades, and how do we capture this downside move and all this stuff. I think the best thing you could do is I don't know. I guess if you're in profits on stuff, maybe de-risk some stuff. Yeah, it looks scary, potentially scary. Right, but there is a clear rising wedge here on Bitcoin right now. I drew something that maybe we get a fake out or something, and we get this last push into the end of the year, but I don't know how that's going to play out. I mean, all I know is this: if we start taking out this trend line here, it would be like almost free fall to all these levels here, right? We would just come down and tag all these levels if we start really breaking this. We haven't started breaking it yet, but you can see we're starting to print the weekly short here on regular time frames, regular candles. Our 3 days been short for the past few days. Yeah, that's really it. So we could be looking at this breakdown sometime this week, potentially, if this is how this is going to play out. Looks not so good for Bitcoin right this moment in time. Okay. Open short position it is. Yeah. I'd be careful shorting the bottom of a range here, but yeah, any sort of rejection or something. Yeah, I guess the 4-hour here is oscillating back down. $12-hour, not so much. Daily. Yeah, I'd be careful on the daily here. Okay, we are oversold on the daily. All right. And the 2 days resetting. Yeah, I mean, if you're trading 4-hour time frame, then maybe wait for closes below the 80 line. Take a short. Right, that could be at tomorrow's open or something. You know, when that occurs. Right. Yeah, I would just be careful shorting when market's in fear and you're at bottoms of ranges like this. That's all. There's probably a more equitable place to take a short. Like, what happens if we get a push up to like 115 or something, right? And we get rejected there. Maybe that's where you want to take your short. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's all doom and gloom right now. Doom and gloom across the board. I mean, the chart does look like shit. What's up, Tin Top? How is the DXY looking? Dude, I think I got a quarterly short signal on it for the first time ever. I don't know, whatever that means. It looks like it hit some sort of support here and it's going to try to maybe backtest 100 or something. It doesn't look bullish. It looks oversold, though. It looks very oversold on monthly time frame. High time frame, not so much. Like the 6-month chart doesn't really. Doesn't look good. Well, yeah, I mean, you're above the 0 line technically. You're in bullish control zone. This was a falling wedge that broke out. Now you're in this like rising wedge. Yep. But Tether is just going to rip, dude. It's going to go higher from here, right? I don't know. Maybe shorter time frames. We will see. The monthly looks pretty bullish for Tether. I got nothing else to really say. I mean, if that was the top of the market, that was it. Looked like it maybe a double top or something. Anywho, I got nothing else to talk about here. Let's just see how this price action plays out. We've already given the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario. Now the bearish scenario is we go and take out $100,000 Bitcoin on a weekly closure, and we add lower. The bullish case is we hold kind of where we're at. Maybe we consolidate here a bit, and we make an attempted rally back up to the top of the range. That's really it. Kind of monitor the VIX, what the volatility index is doing. This is usually a pretty good precursor for crazy volatility. So big movements in the market, big crashes or big pumps or whatever. It looks like last week the VIX did get rejected a bit, okay, but it's still kind of building that momentum on the weekly time frame, and that's of concern. And even the monthly, just crossing up like that, and it's got this monthly momentum here. It's a bit scary. We could see some big drops here potentially in the next couple weeks. Is possible. I'll just continue to monitor this. I don't think we're going to see anything crazy, tomorrow maybe. I guess anything can happen. I mean, a news-driven event or a news catalyst can send the markets lower. They're already looking like kind of. Yeah, I don't know. For now, it's holding the structure, but anything can happen here with these, with Trump tweeting or something, dude. Anything can happen. You can catalyze anything. So yeah. Anyways, guys, trade safe, trade smart. Stay cautious for now. I would say stay cautious. Okay. Gold kind of looks topped out here on the daily. I mean, not really anything of concern on that daily closure for gold. In the weekly, also still fine. No real retest of that area yet, and to designate a top that's in. But man, just the relative strength index is just in the moon. Right, the monthly RSI breaking 95 on the monthly. The first time you've seen these levels since 1980 on gold. Just saying, that's insane. But yeah, very good run for gold. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out here next couple days, next couple weeks here in these markets. We're going to get some resolution on what's happening here with ETH and maybe the altcoin market. If there's no real risk appetite here because everything's going to roll over, then, well, we're not going to get any sort of alt season if that was the top for Bitcoin. So we'll see how it goes. Catch you guys next week. And let's hope we end up holding some ranges here and we go some sideways on Bitcoin or some consolidation or whatever. And hopefully some of these divergencies reset themselves and play out. All right. We'll catch you guys next week. Trade smart, trade safe.
Hey everyone, you've landed on the Swing Trade Pros website here. My name is Mr. Know-It-All. I've been an active swing trader for over 7 years. I want to welcome you guys all to the community here. My goal is to change 1 million people's lives with swing trading and trading profitably. This is a skill set you can learn here with the service. Go check out the testimonials in Discord. You can see lots of folks talking about the service and how the trade calls are super profitable. You can check Profit Gains channel. I think we've amassed around $150,000 worth of profits in the last year posted in the Profit Gains channel just from other users and traders in the community. I'd like all of you guys to check out the 14-day free trial. A coupon code will be pinned in the comment section below this video, so check it out. And we'll take you through 14-day free trial process here. You come down to the website, save 44%, and claim your 14-day free trial. Click on that. and that will take you to the Swing Trade Pros website, where you can click sign up now. And after your 14-day free trial is up, on the 15th day you will get billed, full disclosure of that. And I appreciate you guys all joining the community. It will change your lives. Give it a chance. A lot of these swing trades can take months. One of our biggest trades of the year last year was INJ. We took an entry at $1.60, and well, that asset's trading over $35 today. So that was one of the banger trades that I pointed out. My strongest pattern that I trade that I'm known for is the falling wedge. I call it the falling node wedge pattern. Lots of divergence on these charts, and that's what makes these patterns really play out. And you guys are going to be able to really learn that in the service, and I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on the charts.